Amanda Brooks had dreamed about having her own apartment for years. At 26, she finally signed the lease. It wasn't fancy. The building was older than she was, the elevator groaned like it was dying, and the wallpaper in the hallways looked like it belonged in another decade. But it was hers, and that was enough. On her second day, while carrying groceries up the hallway, she nearly collided with a tiny, elderly woman struggling with a bag of laundry. "Oh, goodness," the woman laughed. "I suppose I'm not as young as I think I am." Amanda immediately set her groceries down. "Let me help you." The woman's name was Eleanor Atkins, Mrs. Atkins. She lived directly across the hall, and from the moment Amanda stepped into her apartment, something tugged at her heart. Mrs. Atkins reminded her of her grandmother. The same warm smile, the same gentle voice, the same habit of offering cookies before introductions were complete. Amanda's grandmother had died when she was 10. She still missed her. Perhaps that was why the friendship formed so naturally. The weeks turned into months. Amanda discovered Mrs. Atkins lived alone. Her husband had died 15 years earlier. Her children lived nearby, at least in theory. Amanda never saw them. Not once. No visits, no phone calls, no holiday dinners. Nothing. One evening, Amanda finally asked, "Do your children come around much?" Mrs. Atkins smiled sadly. "They're very busy." Amanda recognized the lie. The kind people tell to protect themselves from heartbreak. Soon, Sunday dinners became a tradition. Every Sunday evening, Amanda crossed the hallway carrying groceries. Sometimes they cooked together. Sometimes they ordered takeout. Sometimes they simply sat and talked. Mrs. Atkins shared stories of her youth, of raising children, of falling in love, of mistakes and triumphs. Amanda shared stories of work, dating disasters, and dreams for the future. For 2 years, they became family. Not by blood, but by choice. Then one Sunday, Mrs. Atkins didn't answer the door. Amanda knocked again. And again. Fear settled into her stomach. Eventually, building management opened the apartment. Mrs. Atkins had passed away peacefully in her favorite chair. A book rested in her lap, as if she'd simply fallen asleep. Amanda cried harder than she expected. The loss felt like losing her grandmother all over again. A week later, she received an unexpected call. A lawyer requested her presence for the reading of Mrs. Atkins' will. Confused, Amanda agreed. The conference room was crowded. 3 strangers sat across the table. Mrs. Atkins' children. They looked annoyed rather than grieving. The attorney began reading. Small gifts were distributed. Jewelry, furniture, savings accounts. Then came the final item. The estate, the house, investments, retirement accounts, everything. Valued at approximately $3 million. The attorney looked directly at Amanda, and the remainder of the estate is left entirely to Amanda Brooks. Silence. Absolute silence. Then chaos erupted. "What? This is ridiculous!" "Who is she?" The eldest son practically leaped from his chair. Amanda sat frozen, certain there had been a mistake. But there wasn't. The will was valid, legally airtight. Mrs. Atkins had changed it 3 years earlier. The children immediately demanded Amanda relinquish the inheritance. Phone calls, threats, letters from attorneys, accusations. They painted her as a manipulative opportunist, a gold digger, a predator. Amanda was overwhelmed. Then the attorney called again. "There is one more thing." A video, recorded 6 months before Mrs. Atkins died. The family gathered to watch. The screen flickered to life. Mrs. Atkins appeared smiling warmly. Her voice was calm and steady. "If you're watching this, I'm gone." The room fell silent. She looked directly into the camera. "My children will likely be upset about my decisions." The children shifted uncomfortably. Mrs. Atkins continued. "I loved my children." A pause. "But loving someone and being loved by them are not always the same thing." No one spoke. "For years I waited for visits, birthdays, holidays, phone calls, anything." Tears appeared in Amanda's eyes. I watched my children slowly become strangers. Then Mrs. Atkins smiled. And then Amanda moved in. She spoke of Sunday dinners, conversations, shared laughter, friendship, kindness, the simple act of being present. She gave me something my money never could. The children stared at the floor. She gave me family. The words landed like a hammer. Mrs. Atkins leaned closer to the camera. If any of my children challenge this will, know this. Her voice hardened. I wasn't manipulated. I wasn't confused. I wasn't tricked. This was my choice. Then she delivered the final blow. The greatest inheritance isn't money. It's time. Amanda gave me hers. You did not. The screen went black. No lawsuits followed. No challenges. No appeals. The children knew they would lose. More importantly, they knew she was right. Months later, Amanda stood beside Mrs. Atkins' grave. A fresh bouquet rested in her hands. The inheritance had changed her life. But it wasn't what mattered most. What mattered was that for 2 years, a lonely woman had known she wasn't forgotten. And in the end, Mrs. Atkins made sure the world knew exactly who had been there when it counted. Not the people who shared her blood, but the person who shared her Sundays. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you!